Hello everyone, thank you so much for tuning in to the Minecraft Emporium. In today's video, we're going to be taking a little bit of a different approach onto some of the 1.17 lore, maybe a little bit of end lore, and a whole bunch of different variety update type things. So if you do enjoy, consider subscribing, liking, commenting, and let's hop into it. So as just about every seasoned Minecraft player knows, the Nether is somewhat intended to be below the overworld. Of course it isn't, they're two separate dimensions, but it is often assumed, somewhat, that the bedrock beneath the overworld is the ceiling of the Nether beneath. But in this kind of a diagram, we don't account for the presence of the end dimension. And the end dimension, if you notice, doesn't have bedrock on either the top or the bottom. And so because it cannot be below or somehow in the middle between the two, overworld and the Nether, it has to be, logically, above the overworld. And although I don't really know too much about the game's inner lore, if I was to ask you to look inside something like an end portal, although most of these things just look like blue and green particles, the vast majority of players will say that they see stars in this mystical type portal. And so, as I propose, what if we are looking down from the end and seeing the stars from the night sky of the overworld below? Again, coming back to here, imagine we are standing in the overworld here and we look up to see the stars, and what the end portal shows is the top-down view from the end. I'm going to interrupt past Alex and tell you a few more observations that I've made while editing this video. And that is, the dark sky of the Overworld Knight looks very, very similar to the eternal black void of the end dimension. And so this is a bit of an interesting thing that I postulate, in that if the overworld has, say, day, night, day cycle, and the end is in eternal night, I mean, it's always black there, that means that if we have a gradient of always nighttime, a mixture of day and night, that means the Nether, because the Nether is at the bottom in our little diagram, would be an eternal day. And as you would know, if you ever had a car in a hot sunlight or something like that, things that are an eternal day, that might explain why the Nether is such a fiery, lava-filled blaze and, again, fiery place. So I'll let past Alex jump back in here, but keep in mind, this whole transition between night and day could have a little bit more founding within the principles of the game than it might initially seem. Alrighty, I'll make a jump cut, and let's continue. Might be fairly interesting. And furthermore, the reason why I talk so much about all of these different things is because of the 1.17 Warden. Please do pretend this is the Warden. And in case you've been living under a rock, the texture and everything about the Warden bears a striking resemblance to the end portal frames and to Eyes of Ender, and really the whole end theme, you could say. And so my question is, if the Warden is going to be living in the deep, dark depths of the overworld, that means it is actually closer to the Nether than to the end, which it bears so much resemblance to. And so I leave this video on a bit of a unconclusive note as to how, why, and by what principles of logic the Warden and everything of what I just said can really fit together. Again, I really want to know your thoughts down in the comments, so please do tell me any of what your thoughts on my hypotheses and postulations, and other than that, I really do wish you an excellent rest of your day. I thank you so much for watching. You can subscribe, like, comment if you're interested in anything more I have to say, and other than that, take care.